డీటెయిల్స్ చూద్దాం. GSLV 6 కు కౌంట్ డౌన్ మొదలైంది. పూర్తి స్వదేశీ టెక్నాలజీతో తయారైన GSAT 6 రాకెట్ కాసేపట్లో నింగిలోకి దూసుకుపోనుంది. శ్రీహరికోట ఇస్రో సెంటర్ నుంచి సరిగ్గా 4 గంటల 52 నిమిషాలకు దూసుకెళ్లనుంది GSAT 6. ఇది క్రయోజెనిక్ ఇంజిన్ పూర్తిగా స్వదేశీ టెక్నాలజీతో తయారైంది. దేశాన్ని పూర్తిగా కవర్ చేస్తూ 5 బీమ్లతో సేవలందించనుంది శాటిలైట్. ప్రయోగం సక్సెస్ అయితే క్రయోజెనిక్ ప్రయోగాల్లో ఇస్రో మరో మైల్ స్టోన్ చేరుకున్నట్టే. బుధవారం ఉదయం 11 గంటల 52 నిమిషాలకు GSAT 6 కు కౌంట్ డౌన్ మొదలైంది.
S139 के साथ संयोजित 4 स्टेपान बूस्टर्स L40H को प्रज्वलित कर देते हैं और उसके बाद उसके कुछ क्षणों बाद S139 का प्रज्वलन होता है. That's a difference, Radhakrishnan ji, ki that strap-on gets ignited and then after some time only that solid motor gets ignited.
Yes, Alok, you are right. I think maybe if you see one of the major difference that you see in PSLV from GSLV.
భారత్ ప్రయోగించిన ఉపగ్రహాల్లో ఈ శాటిలైట్ 25వది. మొత్తం GSLV సిరీస్ లో 12వది. ఈ ఉపగ్రహం 12 ఏళ్ల పాటు సేవలందించనుంది. 416 టన్నుల పేలోడ్ తో తయారైన రాకెట్ లో 49.1 మీటర్ల ఎత్తు, 2117 కేజీల బరువున్న శాటిలైట్ ని పంపుతున్నారు. 6 మీటర్ల యాంటెనా ఉండటం ఈ ప్రయోగం స్పెషాలిటీ. ఇప్పటి వరకు ఇస్రో పంపిన కమ్యూనికేషన్ శాటిలైట్లలో ఇదే అతిపెద్ద యాంటెనా. GSLV రాకెట్ ని కర్ణాటకలోని మాస్టర్ కంట్రోల్ ఫెసిలిటీ సెంటర్ నుంచి కంట్రోల్ చేస్తారు. వివిధ దశల్లో రాకెట్ ని నియంత్రిస్తూ భూమధ్య రేఖకు 36,000 కిలోమీటర్ల దూరంలో శాటిలైట్ ని రిలీజ్ చేస్తారు. యాంటెనాలు పూర్తిగా విచ్చుకున్నాక ఈ కమ్యూనికేషన్ శాటిలైట్ పనిచేయటం మొదలు పెడుతుంది.
So what is done is, in the ground they try to check the performance of the engine by looking at the chamber pressure, and if the chamber pressure of all the liquid strap-ons are found to be okay, they progress with the next activity, which is another very important activity called as the release of the launch hold release system, LHRS. This particular system is the one which is responsible for holding the launcher on the launch pad.
जी हाँ, इस समय आप मिशन कंट्रोल सेंटर के अंदर का दृश्य देख पा रहे हैं. शार के डायरेक्टर, चेयरमैन इसरो के श्री किरण कुमार सर, और बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है दोस्तों ये बातें जो
2001, 2003, 2004, 2007, 2014లో GSLV రాకెట్లను ప్రయోగించింది ఇస్రో. ఇది ఇస్రో హిస్టరీలో 6వది. ఇది సక్సెస్ అయితే భారత అంతరిక్ష పరిశోధన సంస్థ మరో మైల్ స్టోన్ ని చేరుకున్నట్టేనంటున్నారు ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్. అందుకే ఈ ప్రయోగాన్ని ఉత్కంఠగా ఎదురుచూస్తున్నారు ఇస్రో చైర్మన్ కిరణ్ కుమార్ రెడ్డి. స్వయంగా దీన్ని పర్యవేక్షిస్తున్నారు.
1982 किलोग्राम था, 1982 किलो, और आज जब GSLV D6 से GSAT 6 का प्रक्षेपण किया जा रहा है तो इसका भार 2117 किलोग्राम है, माने लगभग 135 किलोग्राम अधिक. तो आइए इस विषय पर चर्चा करते हैं राधाकृष्णन जी की इतने महीनों में, लगभग 19 महीनों में 135 किलोग्राम अधिक, ये महत्वपूर्ण बात है.
Yes, Alok, you are right. I think if you look back the last mission of GSLV, which was GSLV D5 with GSAT 14, the spacecraft from 1982, and now the capacity in the next flight itself has been increased by almost 135 kilograms. So there has been definitely some payload improvement packages that have been adopted for this GSLV D6 flight. And one of the very important thing that I have come across is the major change has been the optimization of the mass, overall mass of the cryogenic upper stage, basically the dry mass, which amounted to almost 60 to 70 kg performance improvement over its earlier flight, the GSLV D5. So in addition to this mass optimization, which is generally a continuous process as we go through the development of any particular launch vehicle, I think this process has been adopted by optimizing at the relevant elements. So countdown is at minus 57 seconds.
इस समय आप स्क्रीन पे VSSC के डायरेक्टर, इसरो के चेयरमैन, शार के डायरेक्टर और LPSC के डायरेक्टर के, और इस समय देख पा रहे हैं कि आइजैक के सेंटर डायरेक्टर, सभी को बड़े ध्यान से चीजों को देख पाते हुए इस समय हम करीब 29 सेकंड की दूरी पर. तो आप काउंटडाउन के साथ हमारे अपने दिल को, धड़कनों को थामिए. हम भी शांत आपके लिए प्रतीक्षा करते हैं.
programs activated.
Cryostat is ready.
Roger. Minus 25 seconds.
Yes to VSPP open.
Minus 20 seconds.
Ignition arms on for GS1.
15 seconds.
L40 accumulator charging completed.
10, 9, 8,
Please cut off normal.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4,
Lift
plus
off
5,
normal.
plus 6, plus 7, plus 8, plus 9, plus 10 seconds.
Auto tracking. B2 tracking. Tracking.
Plus 15 seconds.
Master stage performance normal.
Plus 20 seconds. Plus 25 seconds. Plus 30 seconds. Plus 35 seconds. Plus 40 seconds. Plus 45 seconds. Plus 50 seconds.
First stage performance normal.
Plus 55 seconds. Plus 1 minute.
SHAR 1 in main auto.
SHAR 2 in main auto.
In view of the mission control center, the executives very closely
B2
looking at
change auto SCPT2.
the plots, the plots of the L40 strap-on pressure type curve, the S139 motor, and here is the plot of the ground trace. So 100 seconds into the flight. Then very shortly we will be having the burn out of the solid motor.
S139
Yes,
burn out.
S139 has burnt out, and it is now the 4 liquid strap-ons which are basically lifting the entire launcher and going through the next
Plus
phase
2
of
minutes.
activities. Another important event that is going to come up subsequently will be the shut-off of the 4 liquid strap-on motors, followed by ignition of the second stage, and then we'll have the flight of the second stage and the cryogenic stage. So right now we are at 132 seconds.
लगभग
Performance
हम
looking very nominal. Vehicle at 61 kilometers and velocity of almost 2 kilometer per second.
जी हाँ, लगभग हम 143 सेकंड का समय व्यतीत करते हुए 2.34 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की गति प्राप्त कर चुके हैं और करीब करीब 122 किलोमीटर के परास पर
So GS1, GS2 separation, GS2 has ignited and vehicle is going through the second stage of flight now.
प्रथम चरण जो
165
है
seconds.
वो अलग हो चुका है और द्वितीय चरण जो है प्रज्वलित होके निश्चित रूप से अपने गंतव्य की ओर आप देख पा रहे होंगे कि अनुमानित और अवलोकित पथ दोनों एक दूसरे को
Plus
लगातार
3 minutes.
अनुसरित करते हुए, इसका मतलब यह है कि हमारा जो रॉकेट है, हमारा जो प्रमोचन यान है, वो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण पथ अवलोकित करता हुआ, आलोकित करता हुआ एक साथ GSAT-6 को लेके आगे बढ़ रहा है और हम बहुत नजदीक पहुंच चुके हैं एक महत्वपूर्ण चरण के इस समय.
So what you're seeing on your screen is the time versus altitude plot and the velocity plot. I think very close match with the pre-flight predictions. The events after the L40 shutoff happened so fast. You know, you have the L40 shutoff, you have the GS1, GS2 separation, followed by vented interface separation, and then the closed loop guidance initiation. All these events happen within a matter of 4 to 5 seconds. So right now the vehicle is going through the closed loop guidance
Heat
algorithm.
separated.
The payload fairing has just been separated at 230 seconds, and the vehicle has almost crossed the dense atmospheric
Plus
phase,
4
and the
minutes.
altitude is around 115 kilometers.
जी हाँ, लगभग 230 सेकंड के बाद हीट शील्ड सेपरेशन, उसमें सुरक्षा कवर जो था उसका पृथक्करण हो चुका है उसका, और इस समय जो उपग्रह है वो सीधे एक्सपोज हो चुका है एनवायरनमेंट के लिए, और ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है क्योंकि इस समय सीधा जो भार है, जो ऊष्मीय लोड है, वो सीधा सीधा ऊष्मीय भार जो है वो उपग्रह पर आपतित होता है.
So very close match, time versus altitude. What you're seeing on your screen, the red one is the altitude profile, and which is covered by very closely by the flight data that we are getting from the launcher, from the telemetry system, and the top curve is basically the velocity curve, very close match with respect to the pre-flight flight. So right now the time is 279 seconds. Almost the vehicle has traversed a range of 550 kilometers, altitude 130. Very shortly we should hear the announcement for, yes, GS2 shutoff command has been issued.
GS2
The second
separated.
stage has been separated, and
Third
cryogenic
stage is command.
stage
Plus 5
ignition
minutes
command
commanded.
has been given.
जी हाँ, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण क्षण, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण क्षण जब क्रायोजेनिक जो
Stage ignition
इंजन था
confirmed.
उसे इग्नाइट कर दिया गया है
So
और ये कंफर्म
cryogenic-
हो चुका है।
Cryogenic ignition has been confirmed.
ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है, जो द्वितीय चरण जो है उसके शट ऑफ होने के बाद, बंद हो जाने के बाद में तृतीय चरण के कमांड प्रज्वलन के कमांड कर देने के बाद कंफर्म आना, और इसके बाद
Cryostage performance
ये
normal.
लगभग अगर हम माने तो 718 सेकंड तक प्रज्वलन चलेगा। बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है ये, इसलिए इसरो के लिए ये चरण निश्चित रूप से अपने आप में एक आने वाले समय के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होगा।
So this is a very important announcement we just heard. The cryogenic stage performance normal. This is what we have been waiting for from the last launch to the now. And if you look at the time instant and the velocity and the altitude plots, very closely matching, which basically indicates the acceleration of the cryogenic stage
Plus
has
6
been
minutes.
progressing exactly as per the plan.
राधाकृष्ण जी, हम आज समूचे देश के साथ इस प्रमोचन से संबंधित एक और विशेष जानकारी बांटना चाहेंगे। आपने कई बार सुना होगा दर्शकों कि हम स्वदेशी तकनीक से विकसित क्रायोजेनिक इंजन का उपयोग करते हैं। ये चरण इसलिए इतना जटिल और तकनीक रूप से महत्वपूर्ण है क्योंकि जिन द्रव गैसों का इस्तेमाल हम ईंधन के रूप में करते हैं, उनका भंडारण, उनके नियंत्रण व सुनियोजित प्रवाह के लिए प्रयुक्त विधि व यंत्र, उसमें उपयोग में लाए गए पदार्थ और उनके गुणधर्म बेहद जटिल और गहन अध्ययन और अनवरत प्रायोगिक अनुभव चाहते हैं। हाइड्रोजन को लगभग -253 और ऑक्सीजन को -193 डिग्री सेल्सियस के तापक्रम पर संचित किया जाता है। क्या हम यान के प्रक्षेपण के साथ ही कोई विशेष तैयारी करते हैं? व्हाट प्रिपरेशन डू वी रिक्वायर बिफोर क्रायो इग्निशन राइट फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट स्टेज? Radhakrishnan ji, this
Yeah.
is very important.
Alok, thank you very much. I think before I just explain the remaining portion of the flight, I would just like to inform the viewers.
Cryostage performance normal.
The
Plus
second
7
stage, the
minutes.
cryogenic stage, burns for almost 720 seconds. The flight time is now 420, and if you can see on the screen, the velocity imparted to the vehicle is almost 5.37. The nominal orbit for this mission is the GT orbit, geosynchronous transfer orbit, where the perigee will be 170 kilometers, and we would require something like 10.2 kilometer per second velocity to be imparted to the satellite to place it in an GTO orbit of say 170 by 36,000. Just coming back to question of Alok, you are right. I think cryogenic stage, because of the extremely low temperature conditions, the handling of the cryogenic stage both on the launch pad and otherwise during the flight is a very complex phenomena. So if you look at the sequence of operation that the cryogenic stage goes through, even during the first stage flight, only 90 seconds into the flight of the
Sharman,
first
right?
stage, almost for 200 seconds before the actual cryogenic stage is ignited, it goes through a series
8
of
minutes.
preparations during the first stage flights itself, basically trying to bring the cryogenic stage at an instant where it is ready to ignite, where the lines are being depressurized, serviced, and brought to the conditions where it is ready for ignition. So it's a very complex technology by itself because of the low temperature handling conditions, which is not the case when you're talking about earth storable or solid propellants in fact.
जी जी, इनफैक्ट हमें लगभग जो वेलोसिटी है, उसको जो वेग कमान है, लगभग 9.779 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड प्राप्त करना है, और जो ऊंचाई प्राप्त करनी है वो 214.35 किलोमीटर प्राप्त करनी है, जो हमें लगभग प्रज्वलन के 17 मिनट के बाद हासिल होगी। इस समय हम लगभग 8 मिनट 45 सेकंड का समय व्यतीत कर चुके हैं, और जो हमारा अवलोकित पथ है यान का, जो अभी लगातार अपने गंतव्य की ओर बढ़ता हुआ, निश्चित रूप से आप देख पा रहे होंगे अनुमानित जो पथ था
Plus
उसका
9
अनुसरण
minutes.
करते हुए लगातार आगे बढ़ रहा है। हम लगभग 542.5 सेकंड का समय व्यतीत करते हुए 5.89 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड का गति प्राप्त कर चुके हैं, और इस समय हम 1960 किलोमीटर पर आस पर हैं और ऊंचाई 145 किलोमीटर प्राप्त कर चुके हैं, जैसा आप देख पा रहे होंगे।
Yes, 560 seconds. Velocity is almost 6 kilometer per second, and the vehicle has traveled a range of almost 2,000 kilometer. Now, if you look at the cryogenic stage, which burns for almost 720 seconds, out of the 720 seconds, it operates in a kind of slightly thrust augmented mode, which is basically required to increase the overall capability of the launcher. So in the first 425 seconds, the thrust is augmented by 11% from its nominal thrust of 7.5 tons. And this augmentation of the thrust is the one which is responsible for delivering a heavier payload into the desired orbit.
Plus
So
10
right
minutes.
now, the cryogenic stage is going through the operated mode. Maybe in another 200 seconds, the thrust will be brought back to the nominal conditions, where it will continue to burn for the next 200 to 300 seconds in a thrust of 7.5 tons. In fact, this kind of profile of thrust operating for a particular duration and coming down to a nominal thrust is desired based on the mission design.
हाँ, ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है कि हमको किस तरह का अभियान चाहिए, किस तरह का इंक्लिनेशन चाहिए, किस तरह का जो वेग वेक्टर है वो चाहिए। इसलिए उसी दिशा में इस तरह के जो अभियान होते हैं उनके जो पैरामीटर्स हैं, उनके जो प्रादर्श हैं, उन्हें तैयार किया जाता है। इनफैक्ट बहुचरण आधारित यान के विभिन्न चरणों को उनके उपयोग हो जाने के बाद मुख्य यान से अलग कर दिया जाता है। जैसे आपने देखा प्रथम चरण द्वितीय चरण से सेपरेशन, या द्वितीय चरण का तृतीय चरण से सेपरेशन। ये जो पृथक्करण है ये बेहद आवश्यक है कि वो सुरक्षित हों और संघट्ट मुक्त हों। ये पृथक्करण घटनाएं अभियान के लिए बेहद नाजुक होती हैं, इसलिए इनकी अभिकल्पना पर सबसे ज्यादा ध्यान देकर इन्हें साफ सुथरा, संतुलित व सख्त बनाया जाता है। GSLV D6 में ऐसी कुल 4 पृथक्करण घटनाएं हैं। अभीष्ट कक्षा में पहुंचने के बाद जो GSAT-6 उपग्रह यान है उसे अंतिम तृतीय चरण से अलग कर दिया जाएगा। ये करीब समझ लीजिए हमें 16 मिनट 52 सेकंड लगेगा जब क्रायोजेनिक अपर स्टेज बंद किया जाएगा, और उसके करीब 7-8 सेकंड्स के बाद में जो GSLV-6 है उसे अलग किया जाएगा। हम इस समय 11 मिनट 40 सेकंड का समय व्यतीत कर चुके हैं, और 5-6 मिनट हमें और लगेगा यान को फाइनल डेटा देने के लिए, जब हम GSAT-6 को उसके पैरामीटर्स के हिसाब से यान से अलग कर पाएंगे।
Thank you, Alok. The time is 7:14 seconds, another 300 seconds to go. Nominally, if you look at the flight sequence, we have the cryogenic stage, upper stage cutoff coming at 1010 seconds. So we are 300 seconds away from the actual burnout of the cryogenic stage. Thrust has been brought down to the nominal from 11% augmentation to nominal thrust of 7.5 tons. And in terms of velocity, as you can see here, relative velocity, which is 7.16. In fact, if you look at the inertial velocity, which is nothing but the earth contribution of the rotation added to the relative velocity, could be another 0.5 meter per second extra. So right now the inertial velocity is something like 7.7 kilometer per second. And the two plots on your screen, the bottom one, the altitude profile, it's if you look at the GSLV altitude profile, it's a very shallow trajectory going at a very low altitude before it finally gets into a very high altitude for something like 220 kilometers to meet the perigee of 170 kilometers. So view of the mission control center. I think I'm sure all the executives will be very closely monitoring the performance of the cryogenic stage. So far the altitude profile and most importantly the velocity profile has been very precise based on the pre-flight predictions.
अच्छा राधाकृष्ण जी, ये भी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है, जैसा हम अपने स्क्रीन पे देख पा रहे हैं कि ट्रैकिंग मोड्स जो होते हैं, जब यान शार से प्रक्षेपित कर दिया जाता है तो उसके बाद राडार 1-2 इनको ट्रैक करते रहते हैं। उसके बाद इस समय जो पोर्ट ब्लेयर और जो वहाँ के शार के जो राडार हैं वो स्टैंड बाई मोड में आ गए हैं, जबकि सिंगापुर और ब्रुनोई के जो ट्रैकिंग वो राडार्स हैं वो ऑटो मोड में आ गए हैं। इसके बाद बायाक के जो सेंटर्स हैं, ग्राउंड स्टेशंस हैं, वो हमारे यान को प्रोग्रामेबल मोड में ट्रैक करते रहेंगे। ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है ताकि आप यान को सुरक्षित उनका पथ अपने ऑब्जर्व कर सकें।
Yes, very right, Alok. I think maybe as the mission is an eastward mission going all the way 105 degree azimuth, there are several ground stations that are put in the loop to monitor the various stage flight events depending on the visibility. So as you can notice here, we have ground station located at Shar, we have ground station located at Port Blair, Singapore, Brunei and Biak. Biak is the station which basically sees the final stage of cryogenic and also the satellite separation. This is a station which gives confirmation of the successful burnout of the cryogenic stage and the satellite separation. So 867 seconds, 8.25 kilometer, 1 more kilometer velocity addition is awaited. The vehicle has almost moved by 4,200 kilometers from Shar and it is at an altitude of 150 kilometers.
जी हाँ, लगभग हम 8.4 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड का वेग प्राप्त कर चुके हैं। हमें प्राप्त करना है लगभग 9.785 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड का, और हम इस समय श्रीहरिकोटा से यान की जो दूरी है वो लगभग 4,366 किलोमीटर की।
The vehicle has, I just wanted to inform Alok that the vehicle has almost is reached the orbital velocity. So basically to get into orbit, you may be aware we require something like 7 kilometer plus velocity before it gets into it attains the orbital conditions. So I just had a screenshot which was just displayed a minute ago, which showed the satellite is already in a perigee of 150 kilometer by apogee of around 8,000. So now onwards, what happens in the next 100 seconds of flight, it will be the addition that will be going on in the apogee. So you will find gradually the apogee is going to get increased from 10,000 to something like 36,000 when actually the command for cutting off the upper stage is released.
जी हाँ, हमें करीब करीब पेरेजी 170 किलोमीटर की और एपोजी 35,975 किलोमीटर की प्राप्त करनी होती है, एक दीर्घवृत्तीय कक्षा। और उसके बाद उपग्रह में लगा हुआ लिक्विड एपोजी मोटर लैम जो है वो स्वतः ही उपग्रह को अनेक चरणों में सीधे 36,000 किलोमीटर की
Plus 16 minutes.
जीएसओ कक्षा में ले जाएगा, भूतुल्यकालिक कक्षा में ले जाएगा। इसरो के चेयरमैन श्री किरण कुमार सर, शिवन सर, सोमनाथन जी, डॉक्टर अन्नादुरई, मोहनलाल सर, सभी बड़ी बेसब्री से इस चरण के निष्पादन को देखते हुए।
Another 20-30 seconds to go into the flight. The vehicle is already attained the perigee of 160 kilometers, apogee of 24,000, another 12,000 kilometer apogee to be attained. But as I was telling Alok, the apogee addition, every increment in velocity increases apogee very drastically. Before I mentioned 23, now it is almost as 30,000. Maybe another 10 seconds to go for the flight before the actual cutoff command is issued.
मेरे ख्याल से
GS2 shut-off command has been issued and the satellite is in 170 by 35,945. Exactly as per the pre-flight conditions, and the inclination achieved is 19.96 as against the pre-flight. And GSAT-6 satellite has been successfully separated. We just not got the confirmation. So very happy moment in the Mission Control Center.
This is Mission Director. Spacecraft separation is confirmed and GSLV D6 GSAT-6 mission is accomplished.
जी हाँ, अभी आपने व्हीकल डायरेक्टर की घोषणा सुनी। बहुत महत्वपूर्ण घोषणा, उपग्रह को यान से पृथक किया जा चुका है और इस सारे प्रसारण तक आप हमारे साथ बने रहे, इसके लिए हम आपके आभारी हैं। इस समय हम अभियान नियंत्रण के एमसीसी के अंदर बिखरे उत्साह और क्रायोजेनिक इंजन की इस नई बहुप्रतीक्षित उपलब्धि में शामिल होने के लिए हम आपको सीधे वहीं लिए चलते हैं। आप देख पाएंगे विभिन्न संबोधन जो इसरो के वरिष्ठ वैज्ञानिक देश को देंगे।
Thank you very much, Alok. With this wonderful feeling of success and very proud moment for the entire ISRO community, myself Radhakrishnan and my colleague Sri Alok, we are signing off from the Mission Control Center in Sriharikota. We go back straight to the MCC, where Chairman ISRO will be giving his address to them.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, जय हिंद।
Good afternoon to all of you. Today we have demonstrated that what happened on January 5th of 2014 was no fluke. It is a result of the tremendous amount of hard work put in by the entire team to build in an indigenous cryo engine. And today's performance of the launch vehicle clearly demonstrates that all the systems have been performing very normally, and the various intricacies of the cryogenic engine performance and the systems have been understood. I now request Uma Maheshwaran, the mission director for this particular mission, to say a few words.
My dear fellow citizens of India, today ISRO has offered to the nation an Onam gift, an appropriate Onam gift, a magnificent, handsome and reliable launch vehicle with our own indigenous cryostage, a made in India cryostage, capable of carrying 2 to 2.5 ton class of spacecrafts. As Chairman ISRO told, February 5, 2014 was a golden day in ISRO's history when the maiden success of GSLV with the indigenous cryostage was achieved and its performance was phenomenal. Hence, the onus was on us to maintain the standards set by that launch. And when we see the quick look results, this mission has achieved equally well the orbit. On February 5th, the then mission director, Dr. Shivan, told that the naughty boy of ISRO has been tamed. Today, my friends, I am really proud to say that this naughty boy has been transformed to the most adored boy of ISRO. And that has been made possible by the awesome and the fantastic team effort by all of you, Team ISRO. So let me take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to Team ISRO, cutting across the entire centers. Let me thank our beloved chairman, who stood behind us like a solid rock, without whose guidance and directives this launch could not have been achieved. Thank you, sir. I also would like to thank the center directors, the former chairman, former center directors, and all the seniors who had in the various review forums like MRR, FRR, etc., had reviewed the progress of the mission and cajoled and guided us in the right path. This has been indeed a remarkable journey. There has been many instances of exemplary team efforts like the 24/7 effort taken by the IPRC integration team along with the CUS team and the LPSC team in realizing the cryostage, the CUS project for giving us a beautiful CUS stage, the awesome professionalism, teamwork of SHAR team, especially the 33 days of realization of the cryostage at Technical Complex, the MEIT team who always rose to the occasion, the SRO, VSSC, LPSC and IPRC, IASU, who are always there as an omnipresent in roles, the various centers, the various entities of the centers in VSSC, LPSC, IPRC and ISU, who have always been ready to sacrifice to meet the project schedules. I can go on and on. I will also like to express my sincere gratitude to the entire ISRO family, who, let me say, have happily sacrificed to meet our cause. I also thank my own project team, who have sacrificed everything to achieve this great success. This has indeed been a great personal moment for me, and I thank my family also for bearing with me. I have very fond memories of my friend, philosopher and guide, and our dear colleague, Sri Manoj Kumar, the chief architect of system integration of this GSLV vehicle, who is no longer with us. Before concluding, let me also say that Chairman ISRO has already given us the date for the next launch, and as we all know, our chairman never changes the dates. So let me assure you, sir, that with this fantastic team ISRO, we will be back here for the next launch by April for a possible launch of June, July for next GSLV launch.